let's talk about Pumpkinhead. Let's
All
do
right.
it. Um, I got my notes here on my phone, so this is going to be really easy for me to do. Uh, Summary for this film. After a tragic accident, a man conjures a towering, vengeful demon called Pumpkinhead to destroy a group of unsuspecting teenagers. Directed by Stan Winston, one of only two feature films. Fuck. All right. She's
He
gonna
is in
leave me. She's gonna
Brownieville.
leave me.
Yeah,
The fucking mayor of Brownieville,
not
right
on
here.
this planet.
At least I
Yeah.
showed up. God damn it! I'm here.
You're
Yeah.
just brownied out. You're all right.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna leave you. You're good.
Stan Winston. This is the one of two movies he directed. The other one was A Gnome Named Norm. Have you ever seen that?
I have. It's
No.
actually good.
Anthony Michael Hall and a gnome.
That sounds
As they-
fantastic.
as they say.
Yeah, it's
It's an
something
animated.
else.
It's a
Yeah, it's
3D,
animated.
right? CG,
No,
right?
well, no, it's puppet. It's like a creation.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy looking.
Huh.
Check it out. This is written by a ton of different people. It looks like, but it seems that Mark Patrick Carducci did most of the heavy lifting. He wrote
Carducci.
Neon Maniacs. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's a pretty good movie. Tips for creators of monster movies: just fucking do this. This is like a formula that you can follow, and it's perfect. They don't
Mhm.
make you question what's killing people. They fucking show it to you right away. They don't show you the monster an hour and 45 minutes after you followed a group of assholes through the woods. It's simple and perfect. They don't, and they show the creature a lot of times. They showcase it. Like some of these movies we've watched, they show you the monster at the end for 5 minutes, and it's the same amount of work they've put into it. But I couldn't really. I had a hard time pinning the year. What year do you suppose this is supposed to be? Because the teenagers seemed like they were in 1988 or whatever year this was, but these kids
was the
that the
present.
gas, but the
Dust
kids, the
The
kids, at
dirt kids.
Yeah.
they from like the that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking,
the
right?
dirt kids.
The Dust Bowl.
Yeah.
One of those kids was
Yeah.
Mayim Bialik. Did you guys
Yep.
notice that? I didn't
No.
see it at all.
I didn't even
feel
know
like-
which one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the one. It's a blink and you'll miss it type thing. But you know how I was a big fan of like Blossom and shit. So like I just like she was a big part of the childhood, that show. And whoa and all that
Yeah.
shit. So I remember her face.
I watched it.
And it was just
I don't know
like,
if I watched it because it was good or because it was on after Prince of Bel-Air.
yeah,
Yeah. I
Maybe
just watched
that's it.
because it was on.
but I liked it though.
Yeah.
But I did
you know
like
who I
it a
liked?
lot.
The not Joey, but the other brother.
Tony.
He was funny. He was in Freaked.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that movie.
Oh, he
No,
was in
no.
that?
Yeah, he
Huh.
was Alex Winter's friend.
Huh.
The one
I
that
really
got
do need
sewed
to
to
see
the,
that movie.
That got sewed. Yeah.
or combined with that woman.
Yeah.
Oh,
That movie's amazing. I love that movie. It's
I need
one
to
of my
see it.
favorites.
Is it on Tubi?
Probably. I would
I
imagine.
I hope
know.
so.
I
Yeah.
assume.
Tubi's got the
I,
goods.
I think it was on Prime at one time, but
Hmm.
look at that rhyming, huh? The accident that happens in this movie that kills Lance Hendrickson's kid.
Well, he doesn't get killed. See, this is where the kid gets seriously injured and nobody takes him to a fucking hospital.
Right.
That's
Well,
what
yeah.
I realized after watching this time. He doesn't die instantly. He dies at his house where Pappy takes him.
The scene itself isn't really impactful because the kid just falls over. Like that should have been like a pinpoint, like, oh my god, like I guess the violence towards a children or
Yeah.
towards a child at that time would have been a little more explicit but it just didn't seem like a really that big of a deal because I didn't know whether the kid was just seriously injured or like on the verge of death.
Yeah, I don't know what his injuries entailed because
Definitely
seems-
internal
Yeah.
bleeding for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just
He
getting filled up
got
with
like a
blood.
lacerated something.
Whatever it was, keeping that coat on him helped him.
Oh, of course.
Hey man, kept him warm.
Yeah.
He did what
You
he
had
had
to keep
to
him
do.
warm in the hot desert. I got you.
And the kid was like basically
He was
blind.
going into shock.
Yeah, he did have seeing issues, but
Yeah, he was totally blind. The kid was blind.
like. I think Lance Hendrickson has some of the blame here. He fucking left that kid by himself with these hooligans who I guess feel they can just ride these dirt bikes on
Right.
anybody's property wherever they want. They didn't ask anybody if it was cool to
Right.
tear off through the fucking meadows there. But
Right.
yeah.
I mean, they saw treads. They did, they saw those paths. They're like, all right, this is where we sat down.
That was just the terrain.
Yeah, right. But it just seemed like a bunch of backwoods.
No, it just
paths.
seemed like that dude, that alpha male douchebag, was being an alpha male douchebag.
The guy with the cool
That's
leather jacket.
Exactly.
He was a douche.
He was a
like,
cool
guy.
guy.
Fuck that
Cool
guy.
guy.
He
Fuck
was-
people who ride dirt bikes.
He
anymore.
was a terrible piece of shit. Like,
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
did anybody recognize the dog from anything? Huh? Did anybody?
Benji.
And
I saw this, but I
Benji.
didn't commit it to memory.
Gremlins.
Barney. He was Barney from Gremlins.
Oh,
That's right.
He was also Benji and Benji the Hun.
the thing that I questioned when I was watching this that I never thought about before was like, what exact kind of mystical monster revenge did Lance Henriksen want to occur when he dug the body of that creature up and conjured him for revenge? Did he think it would be like, I don't know, pushing him in the pool or something? What did he think?
I think he didn't. I think he didn't think that he was going to have to witness it.
Oh,
That
Right.
this thing was just going to go kill, and then he would never know about
Yeah.
it.
Haggis throws that in his face, and that's a great scene.
Yeah.
I think he
So-
maybe just didn't want a violent death. Like he could have easily just gone and shot them all, but he left it in whatever crone witch's hands, and kind of went that route. I don't see, like, he seemed like the guy that could just like clearly like have a revengeful rampage, like a la Last House on the Left, like just completely obliterate these people. But that's obviously the route he didn't take.
Right. He thought it'd be easier to dig up a 100-year-old story.
Yeah, I mean, much more convenient. Like he just solicited an old like mythical witch that had like connects with like the devil was her plug or whatever.
No, that she was Pumpkinhead's keeper.
Yeah,
I would
that's
have
telling
said-
you what. I thought I remembered more of this than what I did. I must have been conflating the first one and the second one a little bit because I think I may have seen the second one more because I don't know, there was some
Was it
shit. I
Blood
didn't-
Wings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
The second
that's
one
cool.
for me was more prolific because it was, that movie was so popular, and then it came out on video, and then people would rent it all the time.
I think
Everybody
it must
on-
have been on USA a lot or something.
USA
like-
Up All
Yes.
Night had it.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
The sequels weren't theatrical, right? Those were both
Right.
direct to TV.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
direct
oh,
to
yeah.
video.
I could see them going through like a mad rotation at like a blockbuster.
Yeah. So I know I saw that one, the second one, way more than this one. So
I don't remember much about the second one. I know the story. It was like that disfigured guy got thrown down a well, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what happened?
See, that's what I was thinking was in this one was the well shit.
Oh, okay.
But Linnea Quigley's in the second one. I forget who else.
we should do that one at some point too, because that would be fun to rewatch. I haven't watched that in a few years, so like 4 or 5 years.
I'd like to give it its fair shot. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but
How many
never
are there
one
more
sitting.
than that?
I think there's three.
total.
Yeah.
Oh.
The third one has Doug Bradley, but a really bad CG Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, it doesn't look at all. I mean, they tried.
They tried.
Whoa.
Ah,
Yeah.
Dave,
Dave's microphone.
just spill 7
I'm
Up
good.
on it, Dave.
I'm good.
Oh God, he's eating chips.
You're
Some
not.
apple juice.
Oh, David.
I'm good.
David's the. One of the things I was like, for as many teeth and claws as Pumpkinhead has, his main form of killing people is dragging them by their feet and then dropping them from a height. You know, like I could have used a little more like slashing or biting or eating some guts, whatever.
I like when he pushed that
yeah.
girl's head through the window.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
like probably my favorite part of the rewatch.
He's
He's just like
cool.
he's like
yeah, I thought it was funny that like the one girl, she sees Pumpkinhead kill her boyfriend, and then immediately just goes back and says it's the devil. It was the devil. Like, why wouldn't you jump to some other conclusions?
She had the cross on her neck, man.
yeah,
so she
remember?
was religious.
Get your strength from this.
Yeah.
Do it now.
But still, no, but like, wouldn't you go like if you saw that thing? I would go alien. I would say like an alien.
Nah, I'd be like, that's a fucking demon.
I'd
No
say
way.
there are some crazy hillbillies out there.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh, some wrong turn, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally fucking forgot how they ended this movie, and I loved how they did it. Like the
It was great.
the whole connection to Lance, and that I totally fucking forgot about that. So
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
this was
cool to experience that again.
yeah, this was a really enjoyable rewatch of this. But like I said, if more people would take like this sort of model for making their monster movies, like I've seen so many, like The Ritual. Have you seen that? It's
I liked
great.
it a lot.
It's a great movie. The monster's amazing at the end, but they could have showed it throughout the whole movie and made it so much better. Like you don't have to surprise me with something.
Like the Slayer.
Right.
The Slayer, yeah, that monster
That
was great.
fucking sweet monster.
Yeah,
and I'm
what
like,
was the one? The unnameable.
Oh yeah,
they could have put that more in that movie.
I thought they showed it enough.
It's just fucking weird.
They could have been in it more, but I felt like they did it enough to be enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely though like how they like. I agree with you, Franco, that they featured this. This creature was built to be seen. You know what I mean? It wasn't one of those where they were trying to keep the illusions because they didn't have the budget. They spent a bulk of the money and Stan Winston's, prowess, however you say it, to build this thing, and they showcased the hell out of it. And there are a couple of shots, especially when he's holding the girl up in the 1800 flashback.
Oh, that's great.
That's fantastic. I mean, it's creepy as fuck. It looks great still to this day, so they did a really good job.
It seemed like every time that the monster came into play, that it was showcased in some lighting or some smoke or something. Like they really showcased the fuck out of it. Of course, light for some reason, Pumpkinhead controls lightning. I mean, it was always
he's
happening.
Disrupting the atmosphere.
Yeah,
he's that evil.
Yeah. But I gave this a 10 out of 10. I don't know why I wouldn't. I mean, the sequels are what they are. Probably not up there, but this is a modern classic monster movie. I mean, it's right up there with Frankenstein, all that shit.
For sure, this is one hell of a monster movie. This movie for me is like a warm blanket. It's not one that I watch terribly often, but when I do, I'm glad I did. Sorry, I had to plug in my charger. And I love Lance Hendrickson. He's up there with some of my favorite actors. Like
this
up
is
there
one
with
of
Tom
his
Atkins for me.
One of his is one of his best.
Totally,
movies.
This is one of his best acting roles to me.
He almost made me cry. He almost manipulated my feelings, John. And
you
know how yeah. But I say he did. I still give it a 10. I mean, he did a great job. It was really sad though when he was like holding his kid, and stuff.
It was, man. Like
I would have liked to have even too, man.
Oh yeah! Oh,
The
he
kid
was such a cute
himself.
little kid.
He did.
He was a
He
cute
did a
little
really good
kid,
job
man.
tugging at the old heartstrings, playing with the dog, and then his
Yeah.
final breath was actually really creepy to me too. You know. So
Yeah, he
did a
just
good
was
job.
like he just said "daddy" in his last
Yeah.
breath, and then when he's like, "What'd you do, daddy?" That was so creepy. That was so simple but so creepy.
Yeah.
You know, I remember like seeing it for the first time in a long time, and that like caught me off guard. I was like, "Whoa, okay, sweet."
Right. Kill it.
Nah, but
It
then
was-
that just like
wasn't it-
all that grief.
Wasn't
Yeah.
it so fucking weird? Like when he's burying that boy, I was like, you don't have to report this to anybody. Like you just,
Nah, it's the mountains. It's
like
the mountains.
that's the thing. I couldn't pinpoint the time period on this because like
Yeah.
he
Even
pays
in the-
for something with he pays for the service with silver, right? Like he has all that silver,
Yeah.
which he bought himself, evidently. Lance did and brought it in.
Yeah, I read that too.
He's always doing shit like that, like weird wardrobe things.
And yeah, like the Dirt family, right? You're right.
Oh, the
like,
the little dirt community.
He goes
Dirt
up to their
kids.
house, and it
Yeah.
looks like it
Which
It's
does.
the
fucking
backwoods, man.
Buck Flower, man.
Hell yeah.
Always
Always
liked
good
him,
to
man.
see him. Yeah. Oh man. He's in actually in the movie we're gonna watch for the next
Yeah.
LRHS. He's in Waxwork too.
Oh, yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Well, sorry to cut you off there, John. I know you were talking there, and I didn't mean to.
No,
Look,
I don't
I
care.
interrupted you.
It's
I
a
knew-
conversation. Fuck
It was
that.
your review though, and I was like, I jumped right in. So
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that much. I'm not saying that much more different than Frank. So, I mean, all the stuff. I have the same exact sentiment. This is a full on 10. I love the creature. I remember seeing on photos of it circulating around Facebook where it was before it was painted. It was all like grayish white, and the black eye sockets. Now, see, that looked like a fucking alien.
right,
That would have been a really awesome alien. Like that's like an alien you don't want to fuck with at all.
The thing I think is
As-
fucked up is that like I don't think they used the same monster in the second one. But if you already had that made, why wouldn't you use the same thing? It looks different, I
it
believe.
looks different in the second one, but not. It's like they added stuff to it, you know. So I don't know why, but they did. It looks bulkier. It's got some weirder shit going on here, like some kind of horns, maybe or something.
Oh, I do
Not
remember
horns,
that.
but you know what I mean. Like they look
Extra
Well,
like
it's got the
bony.
blood wings, brother.
yeah. It's got the blood wings.
Blood wings.
I'm
Oh,
serious though. It's got something weird going on with its chest
Damn
where it
it.
looks like it moves weirder. I don't know. It's been a while since I saw it.
I definitely need to watch it now. But some of my favorite scenes were with Haggis the witch.
Mhm.
Those
Yeah.
were the lighting in those scenes, that like Argento-y over
Yeah.
just full on one tone, well, not one
Mm-hmm.
tone, but one main color. Like I love that. Her makeup was crazy. I read that it weighed 60 pounds, and she was
Yeah.
an old lady when she did this. Like
Mhm.
I don't know how old, but she was really amazing, like real creepy. The when she says when he says "God damn you," and she says he already has.
Yeah.
I'm like, is she? I don't remember if is she in 2? She's in 2, right? The
You
character?
know what? Like I said, I conflated these movies together, and maybe I've seen 3 and put that in there mixed. Too.
I think
don't-
in part 2 she's in it briefly. I can't remember, but I know
Yeah.
that they at least reference her or show a clip of it because I remember
Oh, okay.
they connect it somehow.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
yeah,
I could be way off, but that's the way I remembered it.
She
is,
has to be
Yeah.
though, right?
Yeah.
Like
she's the keeper,
yeah.
Pumpkinhead. But yeah. So really dug Haggis. Her whole vibe was creepy as shit. And Lance Hendrickson and her, I felt like they had a good screen chemistry. It was like a couple parts made me chuckle. You know, everything I like about this movie pretty much is Lance Hendrickson, the creature. What else? There was a special feature. I didn't watch it this time though. Like, there's a really good behind the scenes. I don't have the Blu-ray, but I have like the not this. It was the DVD, the big DVD that came out before Scream Factory did it years later. You know, I can't remember what release it was, but it's got some good behind the scenes shit on it, and I think even some interviews with like Stan Winston and stuff.
Nice.
And it was like a crazy undertaking to make this creature, and make it move and everything like that. But I mean, they did it. This is why Stan Winston is a god of like a level of Ray Harryhausen, you know, is what his creature effects and animation and things like that. Yeah, this is a 10. This is a 10. It's a warm blanket. It's fun. It's fun to watch. It's a great, simple story. It's not complicated. The other people were not unlikable at all. Like, there was not a single character in this film that I didn't like. Even Joel, he was a really good douchebag though. That dude played his part really well, but God damn it, he sucked. Joel sucked, right? And you know what sucked? You know what really sucks? It was like a fucking slap in the face. Fucking his brother is like the first dude to get killed.
Yeah.
And he's the one that stayed with the kid. He should have lived, man. What was up with that blonde hair guy and that kid, his cute girlfriend? They live. So lame.
Yeah.
So lame.
I liked that they did that. I liked though that they made the character that sort of person, because I think there's a lot of people that would do that. Like, oh shit, I gotta go, and they just go get.
He's like, oh man, I'm on probation. I shouldn't even be out here.
Nope, I've been drinking, whatever, you know.
But he's that 80s alpha male D-bag, man. He played that part to a T. He was machoer than macho, he thought, you know, but he was just a tool.
I tell you right now, though, if somebody hits me over the head with a log and locks me in a fucking closet, and then opens it up hours later and gives me a gun, I'm shooting you. I'm gonna shoot you in your fucking leg.
Like they were just so like, we were so inconvenienced, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, thanks. Oh, there's a monster. Blam. I'm like,
I think it was like they didn't have time to think about it. You know, it was.
You're still getting shot. One of you. You put me in the fucking closet. I don't give a fuck.
You better fucking kill me because I'm coming out of that closet to kill
a bullet.
Like, so, I'm like, running out at him.
It appears that
Dave?
Yeah, it appears he sent me a text that says I had to drop out. The audio is unbearable, and I don't have another pair with a mic. Sorry, man. And I said, just use your phone mic. What's up? And he hasn't said nothing back. Maybe he's just dissing us. Just getting out of here.
No, maybe he'll figure it out and hop back on.
Yeah,
if not, we'll get him next
whatever.
Time.
Technical problems happen. He ain't dissing nobody.
Yeah, he'll be back.
His audio was pretty unbearable.
Everybody's bailing on us.
I ain't gonna bail.
It's now my turn.
Yeah.
So
let
me tell you, I watched it on Tubi, and I enjoyed it. Like I said, I hadn't watched it in years. I agree with everything that's been said so far. Obviously, this is one of my first monster movies that weren't like the classic monster movies, you know. So like, when I mean classic, like Frankenstein, Dracula, right. I forget how old I was the first time I saw this, but I was like 12 or 13ish, and it was right around the time I had seen Alien for the first time, so it was like right in that wheelhouse too. And Lance Hendrickson, I didn't know much about him at that time, but later on he becomes, he gets involved in the Aliens franchise, and he becomes one of my favorite sci-fi guys and monster movie guys. He's just a great actor, great guy. I mean, every time I've ever heard anybody meet him at a con, he's always super nice and takes time to chat with people. But
that's cool.
I really like like Frank said, the setup. These are my favorite kind of movies. Group of people are doing some shit. They get to this weird place. There's some fucking craziness that happens. And then a monster descends on people and they have to figure out how to live. I fucking love these movies. They never get old to me. Like we mentioned a bunch of newer ones that are still doing it. You know, here we are in 2021. We got flying cars, you know. and they're still doing the same template.
Right.
The actors in this are what you want for this kind of thing. Like I said, we've already given a shout out to the kid. Most kid actors are terrible. This kid did a great job. Him and Lance had a pretty good rapport. I love the idea of the little fucking fruit stand too that they're selling. They're farming. That's how they're making their money. They're selling it. It makes sense why they're there. Again, it's hard to place the time because of the juxtaposition of the wealth, right? You got Camaro. Was it Camaro or Corvette? Corvette.
It looked like a Corvette.
Yeah, so you've got Corvettes, and then you've got bumblefuck truck from 1917 or whatever.
Those people didn't even look like they could afford water. Clearly,
right?
It wasn't bathing much. Just get the hose out, man.
Yeah.
I loved how dirty everybody was. Right, like you're literally sitting like. These people are. Can I take your picture? I've never seen somebody who's quite.
Oh my god, that was.
Yeah.
I mean, the one girl didn't even know what it was. I think Maya Bialik didn't even know what the camera was.
Right, and now I know that's who she was. So yeah.
There it is.
But yeah, what's a camera? we play with rocks and sticks. You know, like it was crazy.
And they kind of do.
Yeah, everything. Here's my other thing too, real quick. So when the kid dies, he goes to the old man's farm to find out where the witch is. I love that the older son stops him and says, "I'm not going to show you this for free." Right? Like the guy's grieving. His kid fucking died in a trauma in his arms, and this fucking little fruitcake is over there going, "You're going to give me something if I help you," you know, like
what you.
Well, he doesn't have anything, man.
Yeah, he was a fucking villain too in my eyes, you know. So.
Those kids had nothing.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, kills are great, man. Special effects in this are top notch. I even like the music. I had my surround sound on, and I could hear music that I hadn't really caught before. It was pretty cool, little, especially in the haggis parts. They have like a weird thing going on.
Did you watch the Scream Factory one? Or no, you said Tubi. My fault.
I watched on
you said
Tubi, yes. So.
Right. Yeah.
But so again, a 10. I mean, I can't. There isn't anything I could throw this on. I like your warm blanket thing. I could throw this on if it's not Halloween, if it's 4th of July, and enjoy it just the same. It's just fun movie to watch.
It's like for me, it's like Fright Night. I can watch that movie anytime. I that's what it's not like it's my favorite movie, but I love that. I just love this movie. I love Pumpkinhead. I love the story.
It's
I love the acting. Like I love everything about it.
It never is.
There's not a bad part.
It's always just as good every time you watch it.
Right.
I think. Yeah. Well, shit, I forgot
holds up.
All kinds of stuff. So
that's awesome. Though you get to re-experience it.
I'll do it again.
Right.
I always.
And it looked really good. The stream I was watching on Tubi, I was streaming it, but it looked good. It looked better than I think I'd ever watched it. So
if there's a Blu-ray of it, Tubi will put it on.
I'm pretty sure there is. The guy who picked it and isn't here right now claims he watched it last night on his Facebook page. So
he missed a lot of episodes lately. That's all I'm saying. It's all right.
It is what it is.
We'll just make a different new show if he quits. Everybody quits. Everybody
I like
quits.
this. We'll just keep this format. But so that's amazing, and I recommend it to everybody. That's my take on it. So
This is definitely one of those monster movies you need to see at least once.
Yeah. And if you're like me, you can watch it multiple times, forget shit.
Yeah.
I'll watch this again and forget shit, just like I've watched what's that godforsaken movie? Frankenfish. I've watched Frankenfish 7-8 times, and I always forget.
I actually really enjoyed that movie the first time I saw it. It was not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
I always forget I've seen it until they get to the part where they're like climbing over the water on some sort of wire, and I'm like, I've seen this before.